What's up guys, it's me No Mercy and today I'm back on YouTube showing you a new Fortnite content. It's always me and Ghiresh and this time you are landing at Steamy Stocks. Before talking about this game, don't forget, if you wish of course, to support me on Fortnite by using the code No Mercy. You can see here in the video, of course without the space. So, Steamy Stacks is not one of my favorite places to land at because it's too far from the center of the zone, so you have more possibilities to find yourself in the critical situation if the zone is too far. But yeah, you know, with the help of those two towers, you have the chance to reduce your distance with the first safe, so yeah, it's not so bad at all. Also, there you have the chance to find not so many teams. At the beginning where we were landing, I could count 3 of them. We managed to kill one of them right now, so that means there are 2 left. And yeah, I heard someone around me, so yeah, I understood that was the time to get out of the zone, the house, sorry, and started to fight. And yeah, in this video I cut some parts just because I wanted to show you the highlights of me and Ghiresh fighting the teams we met. But you know, like, because there are some parts where we loot and they are boring, and yeah, I decided to do them. Yeah, we heard the other 2 teams, they were fighting each other, and unfortunately I got sniped from my right, so I had the time, I had to recover a little bit myself. Then also we heard the other 2 teams started to fight each other again. Me and Ghiresh got the chance to kill one of them and get all their loot. So one of the disadvantages of this place, as I said before, and as I predicted, is that you have more probabilities to find yourself in a critical situation if the zone is too far, and if you have 3 teams at the beginning as we did, you will not have so much time to loot, and that's why me and Ghiresh had to move a little bit early in order to get closer to the safe and then loot there. Yeah, and yeah, that was the moment where we were trying to reach the second safe. I saw a team there, and I saw one of them standing on its position, and on situations like that, I'm always fear about snipers, and that's why I placed a wall between me and them. I always do that as the first time. When I see someone standing on its position, for me it means that he has a sniper. So yeah, placing a wall, it's the best thing you could do. Then I saw they were hiding behind that house, and I don't like people doing that. So I started to push, and probably there me and Ghiresh did a mistake because we separated each other. And that's not a good thing when you are playing duos. You should always to stay together. I realized that a little bit late, and yeah, you know, I just tried to. I was still sure that one guy was behind the house, but when I saw both of them fighting with Ghiresh together, then I decided that it was the right moment to get the boat and push at them to join Ghiresh in the fight. That's what I did. Yeah, that guy, I don't know how he managed to get me with a grenade launcher. GG to him, it was a nice shot, and for that I got a little bit into panic, and I started to build like shit, literally. And yeah, but once I got the high ground, I started to shoot at both of them, and in those other situations I'm not so much the kind of guy that starts to spray at enemies building, but you know, I'm just waiting for them doing a mistake, like that guy that put its head off its buildings, and yeah, like that. I don't know how he was reasoning, but yeah. Its teammate saw the situation, so he started to get closer to the zone, and at this moment they did the same mistake. Me and Ghiresh did at the beginning, that was separating themselves, and that's how I managed to get one of them. Fortunately, there Ghiresh got killed by the other guy that was going into the safe, and yeah, from that moment it starts my 1 versus 2 clash. From that moment Ghiresh died, and yeah, I saw that guy was waiting for me at the end of the safe. I tried to edit the stair, but I got sniped from behind, and the stair got destroyed. So yeah, I didn't expect that guy coming at me, but luckily I managed to get the tech back and kill him. And that's why there I'm watching around me, because I know there were another couple trying for looking at me, I mean. And yeah, I went there in the hope to get Ghiresh's card and trying to rest him at territory row. I was not so sure about that, about doing that, because you know there are just 23 seconds and there is a lot of distance between me and the next zone. But you know, yeah, I just risked that. I got the card, and unfortunately, I remember I had no time to rest Ghiresh. So the first thing I thought was to get the highest ground I could take. So yeah, going on the top of that mountain, which is the highest mountain on Fortnite. But unfortunately, another team got my same had my same idea, and yeah, right now I had to recover, but they started to push at me, of course, because they saw I was alone, and you know, when you're playing duos and a team sees you are alone, you know, they just start to spray at you in the hope to get the kill. I mean, at the other eyes, you are a free kill. So yeah, it was like that. But yeah, I just wanted my medikit, and I got my minis back, and there I tried to cover myself by using the mountains, trying not to get sniped, and yeah, probably there I could place some walls to cover myself from their shots, but in that moment I thought it was cooler to save mats for the final clutch. Right now we are 5, that means we are two couples and me, essentially, and I didn't have the idea where the other team was, so yeah, I kinda stayed there behind my walls in the hope those two teams started to fight each other. That's why I boxed myself there, and I waited patiently for a couple of minutes of those two teams fighting. And that was the case right now. Those two teams started to fight each other. One of them was still trying to push me, and I heard one guy was coming right now at me when I rushed that other box. And you know, in all those situations you have to fight. There is nothing else you can do. So I got my high ground. As you can see, I still sucks at building and editing and doing everything. Just because, you know, in those cases I still get a little bit of panic, because you're still in a 1 versus 2 situation every time, and that's not easy. I was not so sure about what that guy was doing, because I saw he was just praying. So yeah, I thought it was out of mats, but I didn't take the risk to go in low ground and fighting. Also because at that moment I saw we were 4, and that means there were that team, and I mean, we were in a 1 versus 2 situation, and you know, there are some players that in those moments start to box themselves and wait for other teams fighting. But you know, in that situation, given that we were in end game, I started to push, looking for the high ground. One of those guys tried to push at me, then I did the trick of the stair at that guy, and managed to kill him. Unfortunately, it was one of the guys of the other team, so that means that right now I'm in a 1 versus 2 situation, which is not cool. But yeah, I just got the time to recover a little bit myself, to drink some shields, recharge my weapons, and yeah, as I said before, on the situations, I always push for the high ground. Or you win or you lose. If you stay in your box, you have more chances to lose. So yeah, for me, it's better to look for the high ground every time, and it's not so easy to deal with 2 people at the same time. Also because one of them will always try to keep the high ground and the other one will always search at you. It's always like that. So yeah, while getting into panic, I started to build and sometimes even spraying builds like like noobs. And at the end, those 2 guys were not so good, so I managed quite easily to get the high ground on them. And right now it was just to play a little bit safe, to wait for their mistakes and punish them and kill them when they on those situations. That guy right now just put his head off, so I had the chance to spread him. He did the same mistake again there, and that's how I killed the first one. Then the second one was kinda like that, and I managed to kill him as well. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, give me a like, subscribe, give me comments, tell me what you thought. And yeah, even if I was alone, I managed to get even 6 kills, which is not so bad. Yeah, so see you next time. Bye bye. No mercy.